Well, thanks for staying with us. Well, Lagos State chapter of the All Progressives Congress is holding its local government primaries across the 20 local government areas and 37 local council development areas today. In Surulere, the exercise is yet to begin in several wards. Our correspondent who is on ground reports that electoral officers are yet to get to the venue. Despite the downpour in some parts of Lagos Island, which led to a delay in the primaries, residents and aspirants have come out in the numbers to vote for candidates of their choice. Let's bring in our correspondents now. We have them across the state monitoring the conduct of the APC primaries in Lagos. We have Theophilus Elama in Surulere. Sarah Ayeku is in Ekpe. Let me begin with you, Sarah. How is it happening there in Ekpe? I can see people gathered right behind you.
Of course, this is the most important election. If you look at the process of electing a government official, because this election has to do with the grassroots. This election has to do with electing people that will be closer to the government at the top. So it's very important for the people. That's why you see this number of persons for this particular, for the All Progressives Congress, come out in their numbers to see that they elect their own candidates. So for this, for Ekpe, specifically Eredo Local Council Development Area, we're having 8 candidates for the chairmanship position. We're also having 3 candidates for the councillorship position. So the number that you see here, they've been waiting here since morning. The INEC officials came in at about 30 minutes ago, and it's an uphill task for them because you see that they're trying to control the crowd and ensure that the electoral process goes on smoothly. So it's been a bit rowdy here because of the number of persons that are waiting to actually vote for their own candidates. That's the candidate that will merge for the All Progressives Congress at the chairmanship position.
All right, Sarah, do we have security operatives keeping the peace at that location?
Of course, there are security operatives. Earlier, we saw some army officials. We also saw men from the neighborhood watch. We also saw some persons from the police. We saw from the various security outfits that you can think of. I even saw Hunters Guard of Nigeria, or somewhat, another security outfit there. So they are trying to ensure that the process is as free and fair as possible. And so that's what you see here. But it's, of course, a very difficult task for INEC officials, of which there are just 3 of them trying to control this crowd. That's among the other security operatives that you have here.
All right, Sarah, let me place you on hold briefly and speak with Theophilus. He is in Surulere. Theophilus, where exactly in Surulere are you, and how is the conduct of the primaries going?
Well, we are in Ward G2 in Surulere local government, and right here, of course, the story we said earlier about electoral umpires not arriving, but in this ward, we realized that electoral umpires just arrived, and of course, like you can see behind me, people are lining up to cast their ballot, of course, for the candidates for APC local government that will represent this ward in APC in the local government. Of course, every ward we have touched base in, we have every areas we have gone to visit has been peaceful so far, except Ward F2, which at a point had some skirmishes here and there, which was quickly killed by party leaders. What we saw there was that some people were sent in, they had papers of names of candidates. They were non-residents of the wards, and they were sent there to go and vote. But party leaders had to do something about it and send them away because, first of all, they were not of the party members as well. The ward we visited at Teslim Balogun Stadium as well. It was peaceful, but they had not started as at the time we visited that place, which was about 30 minutes ago. They had not started. So we will visit other wards as well to assess the situation in those wards. But as it is, by and large, everything has been peaceful so far. We have not heard of any skirmishes, any issue so far in these wards that we have visited.
All right, Theophilus, we know that this election, the primaries actually ought to begin at 9 a.m., but we also know that there's been downpour in some parts of Lagos, and that has perhaps in some way contributed to the late commencement of the primaries in some of those areas. What have you gathered about the mode of primaries there? Open ballot, secret ballot, what's the system?
Well, we heard that in some wards here there will be some open ballots, mostly open ballots we've heard. Of course, people lining up in front of their candidates and, of course, making it easy for everyone and, of course, saving time for a lot of people. But the thing is that the weather has been so good in Surulere as this no rainfall, no downpour whatsoever. Everything has been okay. Even the people coming around to cast their ballots, of course, they have been peaceful. And so this is what we have faced everywhere. There have been no issues so far. Of course, the electoral umpires didn't come on time, and it was attributed to logistics issues. Now, in the wards we visited, the primaries were supposed to start, some for 8 a.m., some for 9 a.m., some for 10 a.m. But all of those wards we visited at different times had not started. Even this ward we came into some minutes ago didn't start until some minutes that we have stayed, of course. So
all right,
as it is now, everything has been peaceful.
Okay, Theophilus, I'll place you on hold for some time. Let me bring in Mian. Mian is in Lagos Island. Mian, you are at the center of trade. How are the people coming out for these primaries? How exactly is it going there?
Well, Bosse, it is very, very encouraging if you consider the importance, of governance at the grassroots level. Despite, a slight downpour early this morning, I must say that a lot of voters have come out en masse to indeed cast their votes, as they also hope that they would get true representation. But then taking a look at the APC primaries in particular, I visited Lagos on the Lagos Island, looked at Ikoyi Obalende LCDA, the western premises precisely, where you have Ward A and Ward D. It was peaceful in those wards. Taking a look also at the eastern part of Ikoyi Obalende district, it was also very, very peaceful. I must say that despite the downpour, at about 10 a.m., they all started their exercise, which also ensured that it ended very early. Where I stand, it is currently Ward D, and I must say it's been peaceful throughout the process. The exercise has ended, I must say, and it's been something different, at this part, in this part, when you take a look at the Lagos Island axis precisely. All
right, Mia, now also place you on hold and at the moment return to Sarah, who is in Ekpe. Sarah, where you are, there are tens and I'm almost say hundreds of people gathered. And I'm wondering, because I don't seem to have seen too many of them have their face masks on. What do we know about safety precautions, especially as has to do with health there?
I can tell you, we all, especially for the people that are here, they're so passionate about this process. They just want to elect someone that will be their chairman in a couple of years. So nobody's really bothered about wearing a face mask or not. At the entrance of this, because this is a primary school, at the entrance, it's free exit, free entry, somewhat because they see that this is a community. So they do not believe that there could be any transmission of COVID-19 here in a radio local council development area. So that's why you see that even me, myself, disregarding the safety protocols, and so is everyone here, because this is their community. This is where they've lived all their life. And so they're just passionate to come out and see that they vote for a man of their choice. So the process is a bit difficult, as you can see over there. The crowd over there is what you can see, and they're just trying to ensure that their voices are heard even after this process. Basa.
Has accreditation held there?
Accreditation has not even started yet. So, the INEC officials came in, so let's say about 40 minutes ago, and they've been trying to set up to see that they ensure that the process is a bit transparent and they are also accountable to the people. But it's difficult because these persons have been here since 8 a.m. in the morning. They've been waiting for INEC officials to come start the process. So getting them to calm down and ensure that the process is smooth, it's a difficult thing for them. But they are trying to manage the crowd. But of course, that's a difficult one because everybody just wants to vote for the candidate of their choice. All
right, Sarah, thank you very much for that update. Let me get back to Theophilus now. Theophilus, when you spoke with us earlier, you mentioned that the primaries was yet to start. Any updates between now and then? And now, rather?
All right, so far, what we are seeing here is that accreditation is about to start in Ward G2. Of course, members, like you've seen, are lined up here to ensure, and electoral umpires are trying to ensure that party members are the ones who will come in and vote. So that has caused a little issue here and there, but it has been quickly resolved. And of course, party members will soon, accreditation will soon start, and party members will cast their ballots.
All right, Theophilus, thank you very much for giving us that update from Surulere. And back to you, Mian, in Lagos Island. What more do you have to tell us about the conduct of the APC primaries there?
Well, if you consider the fact that at the state level it is the ruling party and also at the national level it's the ruling party, voters indeed, I must say, know the importance, of having a true representation and also a synergy, between those at the local government level and other tiers of governance. And an example of what you can see at what D behind me is the fact that the exercise, has ended. There is no form of worry at this stage, and it was peaceful. So we hope that they would have a positive reflection, in the coming days.
So exercise concluded in Lagos Island, but yet to begin in Ekpe, and accreditation just kickstarting in Surulere. We have our more correspondents on the field, and we'll definitely get them in the course of our bulletins later in the day for updates on the primaries. Thank you, Mian, and all of our correspondents.